Forestieri. Here's Hogg. Deeney!
While we all love a well-organised, structured build-up, there's few things more satisfying in football than a counterattack. Watching a team quickly transition from defence to attack using pace, skill and precision has always been one of the most entertaining aspects of the game. And some teams are able to consistently create dangerous opportunities when you least expect it. In the modern game, a lot of emphasis is placed on transitional play, and counterattacks come in many different shapes and sizes. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at potential reasons why counterattacks are steadily increasing in popularity. Now, before we go any further, let's first define what a counterattack is. Opta defined a counterattack as an attempt created after the defending team quickly turned defense into attack, after winning the ball back in their own half. But generally speaking, a counterattack is an offensive move that starts the instant a team regains possession. And there's a number of different reasons why counterattacks are such an effective way of scoring. Firstly, they're plentiful. Any team will regain possession hundreds of times throughout the match, so there will always be opportunities to move the ball forward quickly when the opposition is at their most vulnerable. Secondly, they're pretty straightforward to coach, as the main idea is to simply move the ball forward as quickly as possible, relying more heavily on individual quality and speed rather than specific tactical instructions. The only choice a manager has to make is what type of ball recovery is best for his team. You can either sit deep, draw the opposition in and hit them in behind, something common in managers like Simeone and Mourinho, or aggressively close them down the instant they have the ball, something more akin to Jurgen Klopp or Guardiola. Finally, the nature of this move often means you can outnumber the defense and take shots from areas with a high success rate, meaning a well-executed counter can almost always create a goal-scoring opportunity. A perfect example comes from the recent fixture between Brighton and Everton, with Everton winning the game 5-1. The majority of Everton's goals came from very swift and quick counterattacks, which is reflected in the average XG per shot for Everton being extremely high compared to Brighton's, underlining the high-quality chances that counterattacks allow you to create. For more information, make sure to check out Soccerman's new X-Value platform, with in-depth team and player statistics. The link is in the description down below. However, counterattacking football isn't for everyone, and the most important element are the individual players. Now, counterattacks have been and will always be a huge part of the game no matter what tactics are trending. But recent tactical shifts have led to the increase in counterattacking football. By using data provided by Soccerman, we can see how both XG and percentage of goals from counterattacks have steadily increased over the past 5 seasons in Europe's top 5 leagues. The Premier League alone has increased from 0.13 XG per 90 to 0.21 XG in just 5 seasons, while the Bundesliga is clearly dominating in this type of playstyle, with teams such as Bayern Munich, Mönchengladbach and FC Köln ranking high in Europe for XG from counters. This could potentially be due to the German school of thought, with several world-class managers emerging out of Germany for their emphasis on transitional play, specifically the idea of gegenpressing to win the ball back as quickly as possible, and hit teams when they're at their most vulnerable. The increasing popularity of the gegenpress and high-pressing football could be one of the main reasons as to why counters are on the rise. With teams looking to regain the ball quickly, it often means they can find their attacking set of players in advantaged positions. But simultaneously, a poorly executed gegenpress leaves a lot of space away from the ball for teams to exploit, meaning the gegenpress itself can be vulnerable to counterattacks. This could be one of the reasons as to why Liverpool has underperformed compared to previous seasons. By looking at the stats, this season has been their worst for XG from counterattacks conceded, with their aging midfield often being caught in behind and exposing the defence. While Liverpool are struggling to stop counterattacks, for some teams they're a huge part of their game plan. The biggest standouts in Europe are AC Milan. When looking at the XG per 90 created from counters, AC Milan are worst in Europe, with Bayern Munich, Leipzig, Villarreal and Man United also proving to be some of the most dangerous teams in Europe. So to better understand what makes teams like AC Milan so dangerous from counters, let's take a look at how they create these types of chances. AC Milan play with a 4-2-3-1 formation, and the players at Pioli's disposal are crucial for understanding why their counters work so well. The key players to keep in mind are the wingers in Brahim Diaz and Leao, and the target man up top in Giroud, but the whole team plays an important role in creating these opportunities. The first key rotation can be seen the instant the opposition start their attack. Milan don't tend to press too high up the pitch, with Giroud closing off a central pass and moving from centre-back to centre-back, while the wingers adjust their positioning to close off direct passes into the fullbacks, often forcing play centrally where the three midfielders adopt an aggressive man-to-man pressing structure, at times catching the opposition off guard and winning the ball back, meaning Leao and Brahim Diaz are instantly in a dangerous position. As the opposition gains ground, the shape will drop into a 4-1-4-1. However, depending on what flank the ball is on, the wingers will adopt a staggered shape. If the opposition is moving down the left flank, Brahim Diaz will drop his position to follow any potential overloads, and in the meantime Leao will keep a position further up the pitch, meaning if they win back possession, he's in an incredibly advantaged position to push forward and attack the centre-back. As the ball rotates, Leao will shift to cover the fullback, with Diaz pushing up, ensuring Milan always have at least 2 outlet options. In the final third, Milan will pack the box with up to 8 players with 2 banks of 4, with Leao and Giroud constantly staying above the line of the ball. The hard-hitting and aggressive nature of the 3 midfielders and centre-backs means AC Milan can often win the ball back in this position, and once they do, they can instantly look for a ball over the top. Giroud may not be the quickest player, but his incredible hold-up play means he's often able to retain possession and move the ball out wide into the wingers, quickly gaining ground. So while these elements are important, they're certainly not the only way for a team to be dangerous from counterattacks. Milan adopt a more passive approach to winning back the ball, and thanks to Giroud can rely on longer balls from deep to start their move. Similarly, Real Madrid also fall into this blueprint, with excellent hold-up play in Benzema and pace on the wings with Vinicius Jr. and Valverde. However, teams like Man United get round their lack of a strong physical target man by attempting to win the ball back further up the pitch, and by having Bruno Fernandes and Rashford work together in a more central position, often meaning they end up with 4 players on the counterattack. They may struggle more with aerial duels, but the close proximity in the centre often means that one can create space for the other, and both join in on the move with the pacey wingers overlapping. Similarly, Bayern Munich also have their striker in Gnabry or Choupo-Moting link up play with the attacking midfielder Musiala, before moving the ball out wide into the extremely quick Coman or Mane. We can also see how just one missing piece can cause a team to be completely threatless from counterattacks. One example comes from AC Milan themselves in the semi-final clash against Inter, with Leao being out due to injury. But a better example comes from Chelsea this season. While they have extremely quick and technical wingers and a physically strong midfield able to regain possession, their lack of a target man or central support means that any potential counters are quickly snuffed out, as the defending team can easily regain possession in these areas. Havertz or Aubameyang lack the pace and physical strength for Chelsea to effectively be dangerous from transitions, meaning the pace of the wingers is often irrelevant, as they are rarely in a position to exploit it. Chelsea not scoring from counterattacks is definitely not the first thing they need to fix, but it goes to show that regardless of formation or tactics, the individual players remain the most important element of any counterattack. Now, just as important as creating counters is knowing how to stop them, and it's something that's rarely picked up by the cameras. While a team is in attack, cameras usually focus on this part of the game, but there's a whole tactical battle that occurs at the back, with specific positions being occupied to effectively stop counters. The so-called preventative marking is the defensive phase of any offensive move, and any player not involved in the attacking move will need to be ready to step in if the strikers are called into action. While the attackers will try and position themselves in a way to exploit gaps, the defenders will need to adapt their positioning to ensure the ball can't reach them in the first place. The most common method is by keeping a +1 advantage. Let's say the offensive team keeps 2 players up top. The defending team will usually look to keep 3 players at the back, with an extra player in midfield looking to cover any balls forward. This ensures that if the ball reaches the striker and beats the defender, then there is always an extra player ready to close them down. Depending on the individual traits of each defender, the striker could be covered by the holding midfielder, with the defender covering the space in behind, or the centre-back looking to win the aerial duel and attacking forward. If the opposition is able to start their attack, then the defence's priority is to close off the centre of the pitch and force play out wide. When looking at counterattacks, over 70% of them are scored when the ball remains in this central area. And so blocking off central passing routes and forcing play out wide gives the defending team plenty of time to regroup and cover any danger. And there you have it, counterattacks will forever be a huge part of the game, and if mastered can make any team title contenders. Just look at Leicester in 2016 as an example. Let me know what you think of counterattacks in the comments down below, and what team do you personally think is the most dangerous? If you want more tactical breakdowns, then why not check out this video on De Zerbi and how he's taken the Premier League by storm with his innovative way of building up. As always, if you enjoyed this content, then please leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.